Hey guys, it's your favorite pipeline nurse practitioner. I was asked recently by a follower if I would recommend that pregnant women leave welding while they're pregnant. And my answer is I would never recommend anybody leave a trade that they love or that supports their family, regardless of who they are. That said, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the stakes are absolutely higher when it comes to work exposures in pregnancy. So today I wanted to go over the top 5 work exposures that I think would be most worrisome in pregnancy and what you can do about that. I consider solvents the top most worrisome because they are absorbed through the skin. You breathe them in easily. They are everywhere, especially in the trades, and they cross the placental barrier and they can get right to the baby. Resins, epoxies, xylene, toluene, isocyanates, degreasers, brake cleaners, paints, all of the things in all of the trades frequently have solvents in them. Studies have shown that they're linked to miscarriage, early birth, preterm birth, pretty significant birth defects, visual impairment, low birth weight, and possibly developmental delays. This makes ventilation and PPE doubly important. So if you're around chemicals, anybody, but especially if you're pregnant, ventilation is so important. You want to have gloves and the appropriate PPE clothing to keep it off of your skin, and you want to have the appropriate respirator, which generally speaking would be a P100 with an organic or multi-gas cartridge, but in some cases supplied air would be most appropriate. The next one is lead. So we all know that lead is bad for kids, but the thing is, for women specifically, if you're exposed to lead throughout your life or your career, your body mistakes lead as calcium and it stores it in the bones where calcium should be. And the thing is, when you're pregnant, your body utilizes bone calcium to help grow the baby. And if your bones are full of lead, it actually releases that lead in place of calcium, putting the baby at risk. That's why it's so very important to start appropriate PPE and workplace safety when you're young, because these can have impacts decades later to your kids. And of course, if you're pregnant and you're working with metals, breathing in lead actively most certainly puts your baby at risk. And another thing to consider, fathers or potential fathers, lead can remain in your hair, on your clothes, on your shoes, on your beard. You have to keep in mind that you can carry these things home to your family. So eliminating the exposure to your family while you're at work by changing your clothes at work or in the garage or whatever, limit exposure potentially to future children. Additionally, you always want to wash your hands before you're eating because you don't want to be eating lead. If you're around metal fumes, a P100 respirator minimum can reduce the particulate exposure. But as always, ventilation is utmost important. This has taken me way longer than I expected. I'm going to do a part 2.